All right, so this film was nominated for a Golden Globe, I think multiple of them. Do I feel like this deserves a nomination for the Oscars, though? Well, let's talk about it.
They put themselves in danger, girls like that.
It was a perverted thing to say.
You'd think you'd learn by that age, right?
Please lay down. What are you doing?
It's okay, you're safe.
What are you doing? Hey, I said, what are you doing?
Promising Young Woman is about a young woman who lives a double life during the day as a barista and then at night on weekends goes to bars and acts like she's completely intoxicated to lure in men who would take advantage of those type of women. And once they bring her to their place, she reveals that she's actually not intoxicated. And as the movie goes on, more things start to happen and unfold. Now, as far as the question that I start off with, do I think this deserves to be nominated? I definitely think it deserves to be nominated for the Golden Globes. I haven't seen a lot of new films that came out in 2020, so it's hard for me to really say. Once the Oscars comes out with their Best Picture nominations, I'll watch all of those and give my reviews on all those. I can see this being nominated. I think it's a good film. I think it's an important film. It is a dark film though, so if you're not into those kind of films where they can get dark and serious, I'm not sure this is for you. Now, this is a dark film that kind of plays as a it's a kind of lighthearted, but it's at its core it's dark. It's not apologetic whatsoever. It's a revenge film. It's again, it's like if you've ever had that friend who has this dark sarcasm and they tell you things like, and they don't come at it at like a necessarily like serious way. Again, they just kind of, they're passive aggressive in what they say, but they mean what they say. And that's how I feel like I was feeling during this film. I think the writing really helps this film as it goes on. There's things that are like again, they start to unfold. It starts to feel like maybe it's heading towards a lighter direction, and then there's a twist that just like hits you. When it got towards the end, there was like a twist that I just wasn't expecting. And the funny thing is it's probably more realistic than what I was just expecting from seeing revenge films and this and that and just how they usually end. I guess I thought one thing was going to happen and then something else did, which was good because again, it wasn't something like totally crazy out there. I just didn't expect it. And yeah, just to go a little further into the acting, because I think it was very strong performances. Again, Carey Mulligan, I haven't seen her in anything else. I can't think of anything that I've seen her in, but she played a really good role of this closed off person who then in the subplot again with Bo Burnham starts to open up. And this whole thing is just that she's been doing, obviously she's trying to keep it a secret. It's just because of her best friend in the past was taken advantage of and watched by like multiple guys. She ultimately ended up committing suicide. You don't see any of this, but this is what causes her to like go out and have these like midnight I don't know what you'd call them. If you want a message like this to get out, ultimately you got to make a film that people can sit down, watch, enjoy, and then think about after, like, what was the film saying? And I think this film completely succeeded in that, because after you finish watching, you're like, I think personally for me, when I'm watching it, I'm sitting there like, this is what this film is trying to say, and it is striking a chord with me. I do think ultimately, with all that being said, that it's a really good film. If you can watch it, I would give it a watch. There is some stuff that's it's not like, I don't think it's so dark where like by the end of it you're just drained. You're just like, oh my gosh, like I'll never watch that again. But again, I think it's in a, they format it in a way where you can watch it and understand it, see the message, feel the message, and come out, ultimately enjoying it and recommending it to people. Other than that, there's a really cool, actually, the soundtrack sometimes was off, I would say, but at the end they did like the song Toxic by Britney Spears in a really ominous, eerie way, which like really got me hyped for what was about to happen, which it was kind of like leading into the third act, the final maybe 20-30 minutes of the film, and it like set it up perfectly. So cool little things like that as well. Again, good acting, great directing, the writing was great. And so for this film, I'm going